Hey guys, Mike here with Rapid Quants. It's January 15th and it's time for a market update. If I would write a post, I would call it buy the rumor, sell the news, because that's exactly what happened here. So if we're kind of taking a look, overall view at what Bitcoin is doing, right? We had all this anticipation ahead of the ETF approval. So I mean, we had like, I think 11 ETFs that were in the pipes, they're still in the pipes and are either approved or in the process of being approved. I think actually a bunch of them have been approved. So a lot going on. And I got a lot of emails from people saying, hey, Mike, what's going on? We had this anticipation and went almost to 50,000 and boom, right? Here we are. We pulled all the way back. And if you got to ask that, then maybe you forgot, or maybe you haven't been a trader for a long time, because it's quite normal. This is normal market behavior. All this anticipation ahead of a big report or some big decision, like here with the SEC, and then the market builds itself on this anticipation, and then after that there's profit taking, right? Has taken place. I think it would probably been the same had it not been approved, right? We might have pulled back a little bit further. So be this as it may, right? Here we are. This is the overall view, right? Since the last year or so, right here. Yeah. We started the year here. We've been kind of climbing for a year now. It's kind of interesting, right? If you think about it, we've actually been climbing for a year now. And a lot of people were still thinking about a bear market right around here. Right? So it's kind of how it happens. A lot of people get caught by surprise. And I checked out Google Trends the other day, and we see a distinct pop, especially in Bitcoin, naturally because of the ETF approval. So a lot of people have been Googling that, and there is more hype around crypto again. Confidence is coming back, but it's exactly what I thought. By the time we're the normies, right? Everyone else but us, everyone else who's not a trader, starts paying attention again, is probably going to be near, near all-time highs again. I think once we push over 50,000, sorry, my bad, 60,000 right here, right? Then I think people are really going to start paying attention. Of course, then the train has left the building, right? I mean, the bus has left the station because it's going to be way too late. We bought down here and we bought down here, with Gravitas. And that's how you play this, right? You just have your system, you keep it running, and let the market do what it wants to do. Now, speaking of which, right, let me move my mug over here. And what is going on here? I have to be honest. I expected a pullback, but it's quite deep, right? We're like down at 42,000, and I've drawn a little line here. I mean, lines are meaningless, right? And big picture of things. And I mean, look at this, right? It needs to hold this, because otherwise we actually have the potential that we might fall back to all the way to 38,000. So I'm not sure if Gravitas would kick us out at this point. I haven't checked the signal, but it is pretty accommodating, pretty resilient when it comes to this kind of things, right, with these sudden pullbacks, but it can't last forever. So we have to really see what happens over the next few days, and if it can build a little bit more of a base here. But this is the best opportunity. I mean, this is a great buying opportunity. And when are we proven wrong? Well, we're proven wrong probably around 40,000. I think 40,000. Once we breach below here, we're like, okay, something's going on. In between here, we're in kind of the danger zone. So what we're doing right now, we're kind of pulling back. It might build itself up again, bounce around a little bit more and pop higher, or we lose momentum and kind of fall off the plate, so to say. There might be another slide lower, and that would shock a lot of people. That would be the second best opportunity to buy back. If you haven't bought back here, well, if you want to play it conservative, there's two approaches to this. One is to buy at the support level right here, or to buy when it breaks out. When do we know it breaks out? Well, I'd say here around, 46,000, something like that. That's, if it breaches that, then that's probably a pretty good sign that things are picking up again and the market is ready to continue higher. Right now we're like, okay, the energy is a little bit out, and we might slide lower here. Let's not discard this possibility. Before I let you go, I want to make this really quick, right? Again, let me move myself here. Ethereum, right? Where am I? Here. Ethereum USD. Take a big, it's been lagging, but which is really weird, right? It's actually holding on pretty strongly. All of a sudden, it's actually, I think it's holding stronger than Bitcoin right now. So interesting. interesting. On the altcoin season side, we're still actually theoretically in altcoins, and I can speak about this another day. Today, I'm not going to elaborate on this again. I did last time, but I'm basically working on implementing what I've learned, what I've built with Gravitas into what we used to call cryptonaissance. We might call it this more refined system or more improved system Gravitas again, or we might change the name. I don't know yet. Doesn't really matter, but I mean, if you're a member of Gravitas, but cryptonaissance, my bad, then you will have access to it, of course, right? I mean, no problem. Now, coming back to this here, Ethereum, right, which is usually a good indicator that altcoins are also performing well. Well, it's pretty strong, and I don't want to swap directly into Ethereum, but let's see what happens here. It's interesting. I didn't expect this, and I find this maybe now everyone is shuffling over from one coin to the next, saying, okay, the Bitcoin game has passed, so let's shuffle into another coin, or maybe people are playing altcoins more again as well. Let's look at the overall market. Why am I always in the way? I'll just put myself down here where I can't make any damage. All right. Okay, yeah, total 2. Let's just like a total 2 first without Bitcoin, right? Okay. Okay, interesting, right? Then look at total in comparison. Weaker, right? So that can't really hold up to what we're talking about. And then, of course, we have total 3. Total 23, not yet. Kind of in the middle. That's basically just altcoins, right? Everything, well, Luna and everything, right? Everything but Ethereum and Bitcoin, right here. And, well, I'm not going to give you any fancy indicators or anything like that. I mean, you can see the trend here. What do you also see? I mean, kind of look at it. Come on. What do you see? What do you see? What I see, let me tell you what I see. I see more volatility kicking in the market. See? We see more volatility. So this was actually quite an easy ride. I mean, look at this, right? It's been quite smooth. And now it's pulled back and it's getting more volatile. I mean, especially this here, right? And okay, it's interesting that we would see more volatility here. I think people are starting to, maybe what we saw here was based on less activity, actually, less participation, where a small amount of players were able to drive the market higher. This might be an indication that more players are getting into the game again and also maybe playing the swings. I see already a lot of ads online, people pimping and pushing, altcoin systems and everything like that. Most of them I'm just really having a good laugh about. But anyway, so here we are. That's what altcoins are doing right now, or anything but whatever you call it, right? Everything but Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, let's wrap things up. Bitcoin USD again, Coinbase. Okay, by the way, actually, let me show you the Bitstamp one because I've drawn lines there too. Remember this old line here? I've pointed those out a few times. Move your head, Michael. Well, we've exceeded that. If I would continue this line, I don't want to touch it. I kind of like the lines that I drew almost a year ago now, and I don't want to touch them. But you see where the direction goes, right? And so far, I think we've fulfilled the premise. Of course, the journey took a lot longer than we thought. Like many times in life, this is exactly what happens, right? You underestimate, you kind of overestimate what you can accomplish or what happens in the next maybe 3 to 6 months, but you underestimate what can happen in the next maybe 5 years or so. And I see us, if the way we're going right now, unless we see really a major pullback, maybe to all the way like, unless we pull back to like really 30,000 or so, which I find quite unrealistic at this stage, I think we're quite possibly going to see by summer, fall, we're going to see the new highs, the recent highs. Around here, right? 67,000, whatever it was, right? 68,000. I think we'll recapture them. So there's a good possibility this will happen. In the meantime, well, we just started the year and give it time. Give it time. And again, that's, without always talking about my systems, but that's why I like systems like Gravitas, because it just gives you this confidence. It takes away this whole mental mind game where you're constantly checking your account. What is Bitcoin doing today? What is Ethereum doing today? Should I switch over to Ethereum, swap over to Ethereum? should I maybe, I don't know, get into a different coin? This altcoin is looking promising. Maybe I'm wasting my time because Bitcoin is moving right now. You don't want to think this way, right? This is exactly how you get killed, because invariably you're always going to be chasing the market. You're going to be reactive. You're not going to act like a trader. You're going to be acting somebody who is being traded by the market, somebody who's being, pushed around like a leaf on a river, right? You're just kind of like swimming or being driven wherever the market wants you to go, and usually at your detriment. So I would kind of keep a cool. If you're not in the market right now, okay? If you're not in the market right now, if you missed all this stuff here, if you're not been trading with Gravitas, if you haven't been long, this is not about bad spot to buy. It's support level. Yeah, we might drop lower. Well, then you might want to buy there. I don't have to crystal ball either. Nobody does. There's an opportunity for us right now, probability. I'd say 65% we're holding this. But as soon as we drop through here, these probabilities change, especially here below, right? As I said, below 40,000, something like that. As soon as we drop below that, the probabilities change quickly. And that's something a lot of people have a hard time wrapping their mind around, that probabilities are fluid. And what I mean by that is that right now in this situation, right? It's like the weather. Probability is the weather stays nice because we see blue skies and all this kind of stuff, but you see things moving in. Wow, okay. Probability is that we're going to see nice weather is kind of changing quickly because the situation has changed. Maybe not the best analogy, but I think you get my drift, right? That as soon as we drop through here, boom, the game changes, right? The probabilities that are outlined at this point, at this stage right here, don't apply anymore, and then you have to adjust. If you're a busy trader, if you're a quick trader, if you're waiting, for instance, for a buying opportunity, if you're buying here as well, you would know that you're wrong here, and then you have the choice to make, right? What's your choice? Well, cut out and buy down here, which might not be a bad choice, but you lost money here, or just eat the loss. Believe that you will be able, that the market will stave it off here, right? The selling action, and we'll hold here, and then we're going to pop back up. I think that is really the big question, right? If you really think about it, if you buy here, and let's say it slides lower, what are the probabilities from here that we're actually going to slide much lower, that it won't hold the, let's say, I don't know, 38,000 level, right? I think it's fairly low. I think we're talking about less than 25% at this stage, okay? All right, I hope this helps a little bit. I'm trying to walk you through various scenarios, and I'm trying to help you make the right decision for whatever stage you're in. And for the record, if you've been holding long, just follow the system, hold long. We're long right now with Gravitas. Take the thinking out of it. Let the signal do its thing. It has treated as well. I believe it will continue to treat as well. And that's the way I approach the market. Just believe my systems, trade along, and let the market decide where we're going next. Okay? That's all I got for today. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Cheers.